There is nothing about my personal birth that was special. There was nothing about how I was birthed that was extraordinary. My parents were not rich at the time I was born. It was a tough situation in their own lives during the circumstance of my birth. I was born in a city in Nigeria called Modakeke in Osun State. At the time, both of my parents were dating. They were not married yet at the time. And it was a very challenging period for both of them because the family of my dad, they were not in support of my mom getting married to my dad. It was an extraordinary love between the both of them, and they knew it was love. And it was both of their decision, obviously, to eventually conceive me. Their thought was that eventually, when something like that happens, all the family members that have been arguing and complaining about them coming together would finally give up. That was their own thought. Before my birth, there had been suggestions to abort me. My mom thought about it at the time, but she said she decided that no matter how tough it was, she was not going to abort me. She was going to carry my pregnancy to term and birth me, even if she had to do it all by herself. And I'm grateful to God for such a mother. So when it was around the time of my birth, they couldn't even afford to go to the hospital. So I was not born in a hospital because they chose not to go to the hospital. No, I was not born in a hospital because they could not afford the hospital bills. The only place they could afford was a mission house. It was very tough and challenging because by the time they gave birth to me, I was a stillbirth. I didn't cry out, more like born dead. And I remember from what I was told that they were very devastated. But the chief midwife of the establishment of the mission said that she had made a covenant with God that no child would die in her hands. And she took me up and prayed for some time, I was told. And miraculously, out of nowhere, I cried out. So my birth was a miracle. Fast forward to some years ago. I think this was about maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago. I remember I was sitting on my bed and I just felt a conviction inside of me to prophesy and declare and confess that I will not die ordinary. And I did. Right there on my bed, I remember strongly, passionately declaring and saying, I will not die ordinary. In other words, I will not die without a trace. My life will contribute to the meaning and fulfillment of others. I will add value to my generation. My generation will not forget me. History would have my record. I was just prophesying and declaring all these words. That day, I just was passionately prophesying, declaring. That day marked a remarkable difference in my life. And I feel like I should charge you to do the same. You alone with God. Just saying, Lord, I will not die ordinary. My life will count for something. I will live for your glory. I will fulfill purpose. I will be all that God has created me to be. Like you declare that boldly and you prophesy over your own life.